Jackson Weele was a New York businessman who had embezzled from his company. Fearing that he might be caught, he hired the youthful criminal Rocket Racer to steal the evidence that incriminated him. Rocket Racer did so but then opted to use the evidence to blackmail Weele. Despairing, Weele tried to commit suicide, but Rocket Racer prevented him from doing so. However, Racer was not particularly kind to Weele, disparagingly referring to him as Big Wheel. Humiliated by Rocket Racer's taunts, Weele visited the mechanical genius and underworld supplier the Tinkerer. Rocket Racer had boasted that the Tinkerer had upgraded his equipment, so Weele figured that he would be a good choice to give him the tools to combat Rocket Racer. At Weele's urging, the Tinkerer created a large metal single-wheeled vehicle that can climb up buildings, equipping it with guns and Waldo arms. With this new vehicle, the Weele became the supervillain Big Wheel. Newly empowered, Big Wheel hunted down Rocket Racer and chased him across New York. In the process, he ended encountering and fighting Spider-Man. Spider-Man was also seeking Rocket Racer, whom he had battled previously. Unfortunately, Weele lacked practice in using his new vehicle and, in the heat of battle, Big Wheel toppled off a high rooftop and plunged into the Hudson River. Spider-Man tried to save him but came up empty-handed. He presumed that Jackson Weele died when the Big Wheel vehicle sank to the bottom of the river. However, Weele turned up again with his Big Wheel many years later. Spider-Man was in combat with Stilt-Man when Big Wheel saw them. This time, Big Wheel attempted to help Spider-Man. However, due to Wheel's interference, Stilt-Man escaped. Confronted by Spider-Man, Weele revealed that, in the interim since their last meeting, he went to jail for embezzlement and has joined Vil-Anon, an analog of Alcoholics Anonymous but for supervillains. In fact, his attempt to help the hero was part of his 12-step program. Out of pity, Spider-Man let Big Wheel accompany him for the rest of the day. While foiling a bank robbery, the pair confronted the Shocker. Although they defeated him, Jackson Weele finally realized that he is not cut out for superheroics. He now makes his living using his Big Wheel rig in demolition derbies and speaking at events for Vil-Anon. Big Wheel gave up his retirement for a big payday when asked to join a group of villains seeking to eliminate the Ghost Rider. Partnered with Trull, he barreled over an unsuspecting Daniel Ketch as his brother Johnny Blaze watched in horror. The two men transformed into Ghost Rider and gave chase, but Will managed to knock one over a bridge, evening out the competition. He was enjoying himself so much, he underestimated the power of the Ghost Rider and thought to crush him in a game of chicken. Blaze's motorcycle tore through Big Wheel like tissue paper, and Jackson found himself on the receiving end of a penance stare.